Hi, welcome to another interesting episode of Lifestyle Talk with Tara. I'm your host, Tara Obinya. And on this episode, I will be talking about defense mechanisms. Defense mechanisms as, basically things that we do unconsciously or consciously, when we are faced with issues that we cannot control. So on this episode, I'm going to be showing you I'm going to be pointing them out, showing you how to identify them, and also giving you examples of these various mechanisms that we use as humans. Okay, without further ado, the very first mechanism I'll be talking about is denial. This is a very common mechanism. It's basically when you refuse to acknowledge the facts. You are directly face to face with the facts of the situation. Say somebody died, but you cannot take it. So what you do is you tell your mind or you tell yourself that this thing didn't really happen. You make excuses for it, right? So another example is, say, everybody is telling you this person is not good for you. You're in a toxic relationship, but no, you don't want to hear it. You keep making excuses for that person. Oh, he's just, he just has anger issues. Oh no, he's working on it. Oh no, he loves me. Oh no, he just had a bad day at work. Sis, get out. It's not true. It is just you being in denial, and you cannot move forward when you constantly deny the facts or, do not adjust to the reality. So please move away from stuff like that. Identifying denial is when, you are confronted with like overwhelming evidence, right? But you don't want to talk about it. You use sarcasm. You avoid confrontations, or you fill the time with work. You get really busy when it's time to talk about it or address the issue. These are signs that you might be using denial as a defense mechanism. The very next one I'll be talking about is repression. There's a very thin line between denial and repression. This is because repression takes it a step further. Your mind subconsciously buries a very turbulent or very bad experience that you've had, especially maybe as a child. So say for instance a child was attacked by a dog in his childhood. When he grows up, he just notices that he has a phobia for dogs, but he doesn't know why. He wants to go near a dog, but he just can't. He has a phobia for dogs. Or say you keep having one of those repetitive dreams as a soldier where you shoot somebody. You shoot a civilian. You probably did it consciously, but your mind buries the fact, buries the experience. So you can't remember it, but you keep having nightmares about it. This is one of the signs that, you are probably using repression as a defense mechanism. So identifying repressions, if you have someone who their mood just changes all of a sudden, they're sad, they're anxious. Anxiety and depression are very, very dominant tools, or very dominant actions, or very dominant expressions rather, in the person that is using depression as a defense mechanism. The next one would be rationalization. Basically, this is someone or a situation where you never take responsibility for your action. You understand? It stems from the need to always want to be perfect, to always present your best image, so that people will think that, see this person can do no wrong. So you always want to exonerate yourself from whatever situation it is that might not be morally right or is just wrong. So something happens at work, you and your staff partake in whatever it was that made it go wrong, but you start pointing fingers. No, this person did this thing, that's why I did this. Or this person said this thing, that's why I did what I said, or I did what I did. You never take responsibility for your action because you always want to present yourself as that 100% never wrong person. This is a sign that you are using rationalization. Now, what you do not understand is, it might make sense to you, all your rationalizations, everything you are saying might make sense to you, but to other people it's just like, this person is being childish or being too egotistical. Why can't you take responsibility for your actions? Why must you always blame other people? It takes, an outsider or someone who is watching from the outside to be able to spot rationalization. So it's a bit tricky. But please listen when people tell you that you're a bit childish or you're egotistical. When they keep repeating these things, just know that maybe it's time for you to look into the fact that you use rationalization as a defense mechanism. The next one is regression. Regression and repression are very different though, you guys. Regression is basically where, somebody reverts to a younger, an individual reverts to a younger level of psychological development. So, say as a child, you used to suck your thumb or suck on your lip. Now, as a teenager or as a full-grown man, you are facing an encounter that is too much for you to handle or is stressing you out. Then you start to suck your thumb. It's all be like, is this person okay? Why is he doing that? I had a friend in secondary school, SS2. Now, when we are having a test and she's stressed out, she starts sucking. And I didn't understand it then, but now I do. It's basically a defense mechanism to, divert your attention or to protect you in their own mind, to protect them from the situation that is on ground. These are the people that you see that when they come in contact with confrontation or there's an argument, they're overwhelmed, they start crying uncontrollably, or they start giving you out, like they start throwing tantrums, or they start, they bang doors, they walk out, they give you the cold shoulder. Those are the people that will not talk to you for 3 days or 1 week safe until you apologize. Those very, very childish behavior. So how to spot this type of mechanism is when people are telling you that you are being irrational, you're being childish, these are signs that you probably are using regression as a defense mechanism. So you want to check that out. The very next one is projection. Projection is used by people who struggle with self-image or self-esteem issues. So you go to a party. I want to use this scenario because it's really common amongst girls. You go to a party, you and your friend are looking all peng, and then people start to give you guys attention. Okay, you say you don't know anybody there, and then the strangers start to look at you guys. They are probably admiring you, but you don't see it that way, It's like your friend who feels confident in her own skin and feels really nice with what she's wearing. She's mingling with people, she's dancing. You are just in one corner, not doing anything, not talking to anybody and judging everybody. It's like in your mind, everybody that looks at you is judging you. They are probably thinking, why is she fat like that? But they're probably admiring you, but you don't know that. So you're projecting your own insecurities, your own self-esteem issues. You're projecting it on other people. You instantly expect other people to think bad of you, and so what do? You judge them even before they give you a reason, even before they talk to you or do something to give you a reason that would say that you are what they think that we are what they think you are. So basically, when say, I want to give another example, is you say forgive me, I'm sorry. When you act irrationally around people, also, you guys, projection is one of the most damaging defense mechanisms. Why? Because it leads to intense levels of paranoia and anxiety. You start to see and believe the worst in people. You don't give them a chance to get close to you. In your own mind, everybody is against you. Nobody wants the best for you. Everybody wants to do something to you. Do you understand? So when you start to realize this, look inwards, and if you start to realize that you feel that way most of the time, you might be using projection as a defense mechanism, and it is time for you to confront those issues that you are dealing with within yourself, so that you do not ruin your chances or ruin your opportunities of great relationships with other people. The very next one, and probably the last one, is displacement. This one is used mostly by busy adults. So say your mom comes back from work. I'm sure almost each and every one of us has experienced this in our childhood. Your mom comes back from work. You ask her a simple question, just simple question that, mommy, what did you buy for me? Oh, hey, all hell let loose that day, because the way she will react, she can slap you for that question. It's a question you probably ask her every day when she comes home from work, but today she's just extremely angry at it. She lashes out at you. You are starting to wonder, what did I say? What did I do? Your mom is probably, or she probably used the defense mechanism called displacement. Displacement is basically when you take your frustration out on an object or someone that is completely innocent or completely clueless about what your true frustration is directed at. So your mom might have been frustrated with her work or her boss or her teammates at work, but she won't confront them. You know why? Because in her mind, it's quite dangerous. She doesn't want to lose her job. Because that's understandable. So she projects, or she gives that, she puts that frustration on you because, well, are you going to beat her? No. So you can't do anything. It could also be that she comes home or we come home and we do the same thing to our loved ones, our spouses, our sisters, the maid, slap them, but in the end, what we need to realize is that it's not going to solve anything if you take out your frustration on people who are innocent. It's also going to ruin your connection and ruin your relationship with people who are really close to you, people who would have understood you if you just opened up to them, and you're probably not going to have that opportunity to mend that again. So if you are constantly accused of lashing out, or when you lash out at people, they're like, what did I do? What? It is not, the punishment you are giving me is not proportional to the thing that I did. When you begin to realize that, you're probably using displacement as one of your defense mechanisms. So guys, in essence, I know that these things that we do are unconscious and sometimes we don't know we're doing them, but if you found traits of yourself or a friend or a loved one in any of these things that I've said, it's time for you to look inwards. The first step to actually dealing with these things is acknowledging that you do them. And so when you're able to do that, you give yourself an opportunity to confront the real issues and, in essence, live your best life. So if you know that there are things that you do, there are a lot of them, so I can't cover them all, but if you know that there are things that you do, or there are defense mechanisms that you know about that I did not speak about, and you want me to speak about them, please leave comments in the comment section of this video. Let me know about them. And if you want me to make a sequel to this to expatiate more, let me know. Thank you so very much for joining me on this episode of Lifestyle Talk with Tara. I enjoyed sharing this with you as much as I enjoyed researching on it. I look forward to doing this with you guys next week. I'm sorry. Follow me on Instagram at @IamOmotara. Also follow the show at Lifestyle Talk with Tara. Until next week, see you then. Bye.